Nature gives no warning. 1 second, everything is normal. The next second, disaster strikes. Around the world, cameras have captured terrifying moments as people face flash floods, lightning strikes, violent storms, massive tsunamis, and landslides. Some survive thanks to skill. Some survive simply thanks to luck. These are incredible moments, captured just seconds before disaster strikes. The peaceful road suddenly transformed into a raging river. The drivers were completely unaware of the massive floodwaters rushing towards them. In an instant, the cars were swept away like toys. Not only that, many houses along the riverbanks were also completely washed away by the floodwaters. Other houses were destroyed in just seconds, leaving a scene of devastation that astonished all who witnessed it. Passengers watched anxiously as the plane struggled against the extremely strong crosswinds. The plane shook violently from side to side. Every second felt endless. Just when everyone thought the worst was about to happen, the pilot landed the plane safely on the runway. On the highways and in the heart of the city, a seemingly ordinary afternoon suddenly turned terrifying. Huge lightning bolts struck repeatedly, not only along the roads, but also directly into high-rise buildings, illuminating the entire area in an instant. Some bolts struck right next to moving cars, while others struck the tops of buildings in the city center, causing people to look up in panic amidst the violent thunderstorm. The strikes were so powerful that people could only stand and watch in fear. Drivers were traveling normally along the mountain road. Then suddenly, huge boulders began hurtling down from the mountainside. The road was quickly buried under rocks and debris, and some people were unfortunately trapped beneath the rubble. Roads were destroyed, broken, and completely disappeared under layers of earth and rocks. Continue reading to see these incredibly dangerous landslide situations. The sea looked calm, but just seconds later, a huge wave crashed straight onto the shore. People panicked and ran for safety. Extremely strong winds transformed the once familiar road into a dangerous place in just minutes, knocking over motorbikes, causing pedestrians to stumble, lose balance, and be caught off guard by the fierce force of nature. Gusts of wind whipped across the road like a series of blows, carrying dust, rain, and small debris, completely obscuring visibility. Many tried to grip the handlebars tightly, but even so, their vehicles were pushed sideways, sliding along the slippery surface. Near bridges, the situation was even more terrifying, as the storm approached with such speed that everything seemed shrouded in a hazy gray of rain and wind. Bridges before the storm looked like death traps, with winds so fierce that cars could barely move. Horns blared incessantly, but were drowned out by the relentless howling wind. Some vehicles were forced to stop completely in the middle of the bridge, unable to move, their bodies shaking violently as if about to be thrown off the road. Those inside could only hold their breath, anxiously waiting for each passing second. The scene demonstrated the terrifying power of extreme weather, where even a single gust of wind can turn an ordinary journey into a life or death moment. Hours of heavy rain overwhelmed the drainage system, turning busy streets into raging, muddy waterways through the city. Water poured down relentlessly from above, overflowing sidewalks, seeping into alleyways, and quickly submerging entire residential areas. Vehicles were stranded, shops closed hastily, and residents frantically moved their belongings to higher ground to avoid damage. The incessant rain, the roaring water, and the panicked calls for help created a somber atmosphere. Just one extreme downpour was enough to transform a peaceful place into a dangerous flood zone in the blink of an eye. Storm-like strong winds swept through everything. Houses shook, trees fell. People could only pray. If you found these moments frightening, please like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video.